Hi, it's Jordan Teen 1, and in today's video I'm going to share with you my third Star Wars bracelet, and this one features characters from the latest movie, The Force Awakens. So for this one I have made Finn at the top, and then BB8 in the middle, and Rey at the bottom. We had taken my son to see the Star Wars movie and we all really loved it. So I was anxious to create some characters from this new movie. The size of this bracelet is approximately 7 inches, maybe just slightly larger. And I found that about every 7 rows equals an inch, give or take a little bit. So what you can do is just measure the size of your wrist and then make your bracelet accordingly. And you can always take characters from my other Star Wars bracelet and mix and match. You can make your bracelet on the Alpha Loom or the Rainbow Loom, or really any loom that allows you to have the pins even with one another. And I do prefer to make mine on the Alpha Loom, just because you have the alpha comb and the pins are closer together. But I know that not everybody has that, so it is doable on the Rainbow Loom. So I will be showing just the start of the bracelet, and I am going to show that on the Rainbow Loom. To make my bracelet, I used 33 yellow, 37 black, 33 light brown, and all of my browns came out of the camouflage pack, 6 red, 43 skin tone, and I would like to point out that I did use this light pink Alpha Loom band that actually is a prototype. It's not available yet, and it may never be, but I'm hoping that they will put this on their regular line. I used those for Rey, so you're going to have to use a full-size skin tone band and double that. And then I used 61 white, 47 blue, 12 silver, 18 orange, 43 turquoise, 17 brown, 7 gold, and then I used 50 of the clear bands to tie the rows together, but you can really use any color that you like. I'm going to be working with my loom in a horizontal position, and as I said earlier, you do want the pins to be in line with one another, and you actually just use 2 sets of pins. So if you want to, you can take the third row off, and I think I will do that. And then I am going to have my arrows facing to the right, only because I'm right-handed, so I want the opened ends to be to the right so I can easily remove the bands. I'm going to be placing the grid pattern in the upper left-hand corner, and it's just going to be a portion of the grid because I'm just going to start it with you, and then I will highlight each row as we're working on it. In the first row we have all yellow, or whatever you want your background color to be, and you just want to work with 7 pins right next to each other. It doesn't really matter which 7. You're going to stretch across and twist to make a figure 8. So if you wanted the start of the bracelet to be a little bit tighter, you could twist it more than once, but I generally just do one time. And you only need to do this for the very first row. After that, there's no more twisting. And then you need to push these bands down. So what I like to use, what I find the easiest, is just like an old store card, and then I just push that down to the bottom, or a credit card, or whatever you have on hand. And now in between each row you need a crossband that's just going to hold the rows together. So I typically use clear, but really you can use any color that you like. And it is a long stretch on the Rainbow Loom, not quite as bad on the Alpha Loom. So if you find like your bands are really tight, you can sort of just stretch these out ahead of time to give it just a little more slack. And then you're going to stretch across all 7 pins. Push that down. In the second row we have all of the background color again. And as I said, there's no twisting involved anymore. It's just straight across. And then you want this middle tie band to come off and into the middle. And then you want the bottom band to come over the top and into the middle. So you'll do that for every one, and you're going to do it on both sides. When I'm doing it on the Rainbow Loom, this is where I miss my Alpha comb, where you just do that all in one motion. And then always keep pushing down. And again, you're going to have your crossband. Sometimes I say crossband, sometimes I say tie band. It's the one that holds them together. In the third row, we're starting the hair color, so it's 3 black in the middle, and then your background color on the ends. So the clear band comes off first, and then the bottom. So you can probably tell it's pretty simple to do. Just keep on making that tie band in the middle and then following each row. And then always push down just so you have room to add your next row. Now I'll do my clear. And I should note, it doesn't really matter if you put it on the top or the bottom, because it's always just going to go in the middle anyway. But I like to stay consistent, so I'm always going to be putting mine on the bottom. In the fourth row, we have 5 black in the center, and then just 1 background color on each side. And just get all the bottom. And again, I have my clear band. Row 5 is the last one that I'm going to do with you, and you can see we do have some regular size bands, so I'll show you how to do those. So on the 2 outer pins on either side we have black, and then 3 of this light brown in the center. So you're going to have to double any regular size band, so I found that the easiest thing to do is to just place it on the pin, twist, and then just loop it right back on with your fingers, and then you can take your hook and stretch it across. So there's other ways to do it, but I found that's about the easiest. So I just loop it around one pin twice, and then use my hook to stretch it across. And then I have my 2 black on the end. Get the first clear off, whoops, and then the bottoms. So you will find as you start to loop any bands that you have doubled that they are a little bit tighter. I find when you have the Alpha comb it's even more tight because you're doing all 7 at once. So you can definitely feel it. I think if you're doing them one at a time you won't notice it quite as much. And then again, push down. So I'm going to put up the entire grid pattern, and then you can pause your video and follow along with each row. And since the grid pattern is a little bit smaller when it's placed vertically, I will separate out each character so I can make them larger on the screen for you just to help you out. I hope that everyone loves their new Star Wars bracelets from the Force Awakens movie. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook. You can post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page. And please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that way you can be notified when I have my latest tutorials uploaded. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to post your pictures and your comments there too, and subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!